Hey guys, it's your boy K Mills, tastiest nurse on the internet, coming at you again with another video or short clip. Let's get into it.
All right, latest updates on the shutdown.
Other impact of the shutdown, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP benefits, will run out November 1st if the government doesn't reopen before then. We're talking late next week. A few hours ago, Maryland Governor Wes Moore put out a statement. He says the Trump administration hasn't guaranteed states will be reimbursed for covering federal expenses like food benefits, which has been the case during previous shutdowns. The governor says, quote, "We will continue to do everything in our power to ensure the federal government follows the law and provides funding for the critical services that our families, our children, and our veterans rely on."
This is interesting. All right, so there are several things about the shutdown that people like Governor Moore are likely going to be fairly dishonest with you about. And there's actually three things that you need to know about the shutdown. Number one, there have been 12 votes, count them, 12 votes in order to reopen the government. The Republicans consistently vote yes. There are a few Democrats that have crossed party lines in order to vote yes, but guess what? Governor Wes Moore, he's barking up the wrong tree. He's going after the Trump administration. He needs to go after Senator Chris Van Hollen, Senator Angela Alto Brooks, who all 12 times voted no. I do not want to open the government. That's literally the legislation. So number one, this is still a Democrat shutdown because the Democrats are voting no to open the government. The Republicans are voting yes to open the government. Here's another thing you probably didn't know. A few days ago, there was actually a vote that was introduced by Republicans in order to pay essential workers. If people are working, there's a lot of people in the federal government that are working that are not getting paid. Republicans introduced legislation to pay those workers. Guess what? The Democrats voted no, and that includes Angela Alto Brooks and Senator Chris Van Hollen, right? This is just common sense stuff. And again, the reason they keep voting no, it's not because they're in some pursuit of some grand thing. It's because it is leverage in order for them to get legislative priorities that they could never pass through law. We've talked about this several times. And by the way, if you want more details on that, go check out my friend Eurypsy Morgan. She did a great video outlining and going into specifically the words of this Democrat whip that was basically saying this is leverage for us. Finally, there's another vote or another piece of legislation introduced by another Republican senator that says, hey, let's feed these people that are on SNAP benefits. Let's at least pass legislation so that people can get at least their food benefits, because this ends on November the 1st, right? So if the government's not open, people are going to start seeing immediate impacts. Again, the Democrats are likely going to vote no. And again, so the governor, again, they see this as leverage, and they've said this is leverage. John Fetterman brought up an interesting thing. He thinks that Republicans should kill the filibuster, because that's what's holding it up, right? If the Republicans had a simple majority, then they could pass this. Should they kill the filibuster and basically say Democrats no longer matter, simple majority vote? I don't know. That's interesting. I'll keep you updated.
Very interesting that, first of all, bro cooked. And at the end of the day, I'm personally, those who are new to my channel, new to me, I'm an independent. Don't care for Trump, but I care about progress and I care about actual policy. And what he's saying is absolutely true. This tactic of filibustering, the tactic of using this government shutdown as leverage is something that both sides actually do. In particular, the party that's in power. So right now, not the party that's not in power. Excuse me, the party that doesn't have the majority. Now, Democrats do not have a majority. They have a minority in the Senate. In the House, the Republicans passed the continuing resolution, something that Democrats and Republicans have voted on for years, the continuing resolution. That is what the Republicans want. Let's talk about opening up the government. Let's vote on that. And then if you want to talk about Medicaid, Medicare, and healthcare, we can have that discussion. But right now, people are going without food and without pay. They've put votes, like this guy said. I actually fact-checked everything he said. Like the gentleman said, they did put forward a continuing resolution. They've also put forward any other bills to fund the military. The Democrats shot that down. They also put legislature down to vote on for paying the essential workers. If your work is essential, then your pay should be essential. It doesn't mean, hey, you're essential, your work is essential, but your labor is, but we're not going to pay you. That's hogwash. Let these people get paid. I personally have one of my closest friends who is currently right now being unpaid, and it's ridiculous. Let's stop making this about legislative wins in terms of the Democrats and try something else. You're right now, what the Democrats should be doing is recalibrating their message to into a workers' rights, workers' people, Americans first kind of message, that we are here for the average American, we are here for the middle class America. Let's save the middle class. That is not what they're doing right now. The Democrats are just everything anti-Trump, anti-Republican, which many people are waking up to. That people like me are waking up and becoming keen to this ideology of let's just hate Trump because he's Trump, and it's not working for them. Let's stop making this about politics. Open up the government, or at least fund get the essential pay for the essential workers, so that we can have no interruptions in normal life, like, I don't know, a plane dropping from the sky or a gun ending up in an airport. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that if you're going to say that people are essential, then their pay should be essential. And if you're thinking in terms of SNAP benefits, well, you can go ahead and see my video before that I made about EBT and SNAP. I think it's a great benefit for those who need it. But I'm also, hey, if you get it, it's something that should assist you with getting off of it, not keeping it as a crutch for you to have use always. But here I look at it is like this. Let's stop also making the EBT and SNAP benefits about food. Anybody who's ever received EBT or benefits know that you can buy more than just food with them. And I urge you as the viewer to look that up. Look up, there's a myriad of cornucopia and a plethora of things that are not food related that you can buy with your EBT card. So, having said that, let's stop this whole narrative of, these people are going to take food off of people's table. Yes, to a degree, that's true, but the truth of the matter is that cash benefit that's attached to the EBT card is being exploited at a high level, not just by black people, by many people who are using it. So that's where I'm at. I love this video by this gentleman. Just wanted to get my reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, man.